Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Turning Heel Podcast. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by my co host, Mike. Mike, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Uh, it's been a minute since we've been on the air, a couple of weeks off.
Right.
Between football. In fact, I think we've had one show in like the last month. It's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, I
Life
think so.
gets in the way. Yeah.
Yes, that it does.
But speaking of life getting in the way, I know you mentioned you've had a hard time catching up with a lot of the action this week, as have
Yes.
I really. I mean, I was able to watch Raw and Smackdown. Haven't really gotten to watch any of or excuse me, Raw and NXT. Haven't
Right.
really gotten to watch any of AEW. Not much anyway.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. And then since I've switched over, getting rid of cable and all, NXT I
Hmm.
completely missed because I had to do the whole renew with Sling so I can watch some stuff. And I
Nice.
just haven't sat down on Peacock yet to watch it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cable's such a racket anyway.
It really
Um, Like seriously, when are Comcast, Verizon, whoever anybody has, when are they going to get their heads out of their asses and realize they're going to lose everybody to like all these streaming services? Like
I
especially
think
the ones
eventually.
that have the live TV options.
Yeah, I think eventually they will figure that out. So
I mean, I guess they figure as long as they're still collecting their money for the internet. It's like,
exactly
yeah,
right because you need internet to stream, so they know they have
right.
it's there.
Yep. And I imagine they'll just keep upping the prices on the internet and
Of
to try and
course,
make up for all the lost
right.
wages on the cable. But anyway, that sounds like a different discussion, maybe for another show.
Maybe.
But you know what? I want to start off with something I think is very intriguing. Probably wouldn't get a whole lot of play on here normally because we don't seem to talk a whole lot about AEW. Even though I like it for the most part, I feel like it could be done better. But
Right.
one of the things I'm really intrigued about is what they're going to do with the Trios Championship currently being held by members of the Blackpool Combat Club. And all I saw of Dynamite this past week was pretty much like the opening segment, the opening match, and then the announcement about Pac and Claudio wanting Wheeler Yuta to join them to defend their trios championships.
And then Wheeler saying yes.
Yeah, Wheeler saying he would be there, and yeah, that first, what did he call it? What's the next pay per view for AEW? I think that's what he called it.
Wrestle
The
Dream.
Yeah,
Wrestle.
Wrestle Dream. I think he said, "Oh yeah, I'll be at Wrestle Dream." He's like, they're talking about Grand Slam, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm looking here because I didn't see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they just have a TBA who they're gonna wrestle. So they will
Right.
have a trios match on Dynamite. Who it's going to be against?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, look, to me, the trio that stood out the best, whether it be on AEW or Ring of Honor, has been Top Flight and Action Andretti. Although I like the little tease that they gave this past weekend of the possible split up of that team.
Right. What I am thinking is it might be a debut team.
Okay.
It might be whatever they're going to be called, but they're formally known as the Hurt Business.
Okay.
Um,
So Sheldon Benjamin looks to be coming to AEW, and
Benjamin Lashley, MVP. I don't know if MVP's
okay.
manager or if he's not.
Oh, Cedric Alexander.
He's in
Well,
NXT.
Cedric's in NXT, yeah.
Right. Cedric's in NXT. He's not going to be moving.
No.
No, but I think it might be even them because this way you can debut them in a grand fashion. They can win useless titles.
AEW is really good at useless titles.
Well, and because the other thing is, I was talking to a couple people about it. I didn't get a chance to see All In. There was a controversy about that, but supposedly all three members of the House of Black touched the titles during the ladder match and then just kind of gave a bow, almost like we're out of here type deal. Could they be championship?
Well, that would be huge if they were to jump ship to WWE.
Right.
Wait.
You know that Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews have relationships with women who currently work in WWE.
And are currently on Monday Night Raw, both of them.
Yeah. And I mean, and Brody King, WWE would be foolish not to want to bring him in too.
Right. Yeah.
To me, you bring in that group, that trio as a group on WWE on Monday Night Raw, they would immediately challenge the Judgment Day. What if they were like the three that maybe came to help Damian Priest?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
And that you would have a husband and wife.
That they're going to leave AEW.
They might. That's what people were saying.
We're just speculating. That's kind of what we do here.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean the way they touch the title?
At All in London, they touched the belts and then they gave like a bow. Maybe they're leaving. We don't know.
Yeah. No, we don't know. And look, the House of Black coming to help Damian Priest, that would all of a sudden, what a foursome that would be.
And it would be.
Man, and I would really love it if then they had. See, now I feel like we're just doing too much. Like there's too many possibilities for war games, which again, I like that because it means it's not so set in stone.
Right.
But the top story in WWE right now has got to be the Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline new version of their Civil War, even though I thought we had that last year. But Roman and Solo are now going to be on opposite sides of a tag team. To me, this just made so much sense. Roman, Solo, Bad Blood you could have that one-on-one matchup. You could set up war games at Survivor Series, and Team Originals versus Team 2.0, and then that could lead right into we could have Roman Cody 3 at the Royal Rumble, and then Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania.
Well, supposedly we might be getting Roman Cody at Crown Jewel.
Okay, I'd be in for that.
What do you mean?
Roman Cody 3 at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, November 2nd. It could very well be.
And I think that would be a fantastic match. It'd be a great way to headline that show.
But then what happens?
You're kind of giving a big F you to all your American audience that, that's been invested in this story and has been there twice.
I see. My thing is now we have face versus face, where it's not face versus heel, Roman against Cody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole different dynamic.
It would kind of be copying if they did Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, because Shawn Michaels and John Cena tag teamed up a couple times. Now they
were actually tag team champions for a while, yeah.
And then they became rivals as two faces. Now those two are teaming up. And
of course, the tag team champions are currently the Gorillas of Destiny of
Right.
the Bloodline.
So we might be
I
just saying
mean, they could in this lead up have Roman and Cody win the tag titles.
I'm just sitting here. What happens if?
And it could be just like the Shawn Michaels Cena match.
What happens if all this speculating, all this talk, and we don't even get Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania? What
I'd be
happens?
pissed.
What happens? Because I could very well see them doing this, holding off Roman against Solo at WrestleMania, The Rock against Cody for the title at WrestleMania.
See,
I can see that.
And do we maybe get John Cena versus Gunther at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title?
I heard some people saying it's going to be Randy Orton, but I don't think it's going to be him.
Yeah, I think Cena has a much different avenue WrestleMania. I think it would be something.
I think Cody Rhodes.
No. What's the one title Cena has never won?
The Intercontinental. So you think John Cena, Braun Breaker?
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean, that would be good. I'd be on board with it.
I'm thinking that might happen. It's one of those. During Cena's last year, he's got to put some of the young talent over.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think, he's got to wrestle as Braun Breaker.
I would agree. And look, one of the things I would love is what if we got John Cena, Braun Breaker, like on that first Raw on Netflix?
Ooh.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble.
Right.
Sure.
Ooh,
plenty of opportunities to have that. But yeah, I'd be fine with John Cena, Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
What if John Cena wins the Royal Rumble then challenges Braun Breaker?
See, I mean, I get it because you get to headline against a champion of your choosing. But to me, when you win the Royal Rumble, you got to challenge for the World Championship, either World Heavyweight or WWE Championship. Just like I didn't like the Money in the Bank cash-in attempt on the United States Championship by Austin Theory a couple years ago.
I got one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The person that can either win the Royal Rumble or could be John Cena's next opponent.
Okay.
It's not Braun. This guy has to either win the Royal Rumble or go against Cena.
Who's that?
We're waiting.
Okay, you probably might guess it. It's going to be Brock Lesnar.
I think they've played that so many times.
Yeah, I think Brock Lesnar's probably done.
Yeah, I think so. He might be. He's older. He doesn't.
Probably he might just be like, screw this. Like everybody's speculating about what his involvement is in that whole Vince McMahon. Which, by the way, Netflix is releasing a Vince McMahon documentary
next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yes, the 25th.
Mm-hmm. So my plan is to watch that Wednesday night when I get home from work.
Yes, I'm fascinated to see.
Yeah.
What this is going to be like because there's so much to talk about that.
Yeah. And how much are they going to go there? Like, I mean, if you watch the who was it? Vice TV did a documentary about Vince, and I mean, it was good. Like, it kind of talked about it brushed a little bit over his upbringing and like how his parents were divorced, and when he finally met his dad, like what that relationship became like. But it was very vague until it got into him actually running the company, and then it just kind of became like an expose on all like every Dark Side of the Ring episode, and like what happened in each one of those. Like they brought out little bits from the Brian Pillman, the Owen Hart, the
I
drug
haven't
scandal thing.
seen that one yet. Because
I thought it was going to be a lot different than what it was.
Because Darkseid, the guys from Darkseid do a good job.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you only hear one side of the story on Darkseid.
Yes.
You don't hear a second side. And that was really what was so surprising to me was the Ultimate Warrior when they did that one. Right at the same time A&E did the WWE.
Yeah, that was so weird. Like the timing of that.
One was so in the positive light and one was so negative about the Warrior.
Yeah, and it's funny, and considering how WWE did that DVD.
I wish I still had that.
What DVD?
The Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, you don't still have that one?
I think I sold it. Now I'm seeing like it's worth a lot more.
No, I have one. I'm looking right at it now.
Yeah.
It's on it's in my shelves here. Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe I should see if I could list it and get some money for it.
You probably could.
I if you want to. Like, I have YouTube TV. If I want to, I can search YouTube and I can find that documentary and watch it if I wanted to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am very curious as to what that documentary is going to look like.
Yes.
I have a feeling they probably set out with the idea of doing this great little nice tribute about Vince McMahon. And then when everything happened, because like this production of this documentary has been a while.
Yeah, it has.
I have to believe like they set out for one direction and ended up going down. It ended up going down the other direction.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Which it's funny, another show that just came on to Heels. I watched the first season on I forget what the hell network it was on, but
Stars, I think.
Yeah, Heels was on there.
Right.
Which obviously I would enjoy that.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah. I watched the first season. I hadn't watched the second because we had gotten rid of cable. I had no way of finding it on any of the
right.
When I wasn't going to pay any extra. I was just
right.
Oh, I just found out the Phillies game tomorrow is on Apple TV, so I won't be able to watch that tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah, I won't be watching them at all, I guess, until Saturday.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which all this stuff, like all these streaming services, like I think it's another way of basically telling you, hey, ditch cable.
Yeah, they all try their own niches, and
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if AEW gets that streaming deal with Max.
I have to believe it's coming.
Who do you think to win this year's Royal Rumble?
This is a good game. We can play this now because you can bet these discussions are probably happening right about now.
Probably.
Like, probably talking about like, okay, right now, like we are going to pretend our show right here is WWE Creative Headquarters. And the three of us are the three people in the room to decide who is going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to ask each of you to make your pitches for who you think should win the Royal Rumble and why. Whichever one of you wants to go first, I can continue to talk a little bit more if you guys want to think about it. I already have my pick in my head.
All right.
And if you want, I can do my pitch first.
It doesn't matter to me.
All right. I will do my pitch first, and you guys can think about what your pitch will be.
Okay.
This year, 2025, is all about the final year of John Cena, right?
Right.
So obviously, it's going to be a popular pick for a lot of people to think, hey, it's John Cena's last Royal Rumble. He should win the Royal Rumble. And sometimes, guys, the obvious answer is the obvious answer, because it's the right answer. My pitch to you is John Cena to win the Royal Rumble, John Cena to headline WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes, and John Cena to win his record-breaking 17th World Championship by defeating Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Why would John Cena win if he's on his way out?
It's one last ride.
All right. Who's your idea? I was thinking women first, so
Okay, I can do a women's pick as well.
but do you have a man to win the Royal Rumble?
I have for a woman.
Okay, we can do the women's first, ladies first.
Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
Is she gonna be back?
Any reason? Who do you want her to go against?
What did you do?
Maybe like Rhea Ripley or like Liv Morgan to like.
Okay, so you want her to challenge for the World Heavyweight title for the women.
Yeah, kind of like to give her momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, she'll just been coming back from injury. She will need something for some momentum.
Right.
I don't like the Morgan.
For me,
Yeah.
women's Royal Rumble winner
Mm-hmm.
is the current TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace.
I love it.
I think it's time to bring her to WWE full time. And why not give us the match wrestling fans deserve? Rhea, Jordan Grace for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.
Like, you're such a nerd.
So I like it. Both of you. I mean, Sean, you did acknowledge that there was a chance that Liv Morgan could still be Women's World Champion facing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I will agree that Rhea Ripley is the more marquee name to be in that spot.
Yeah.
I like your call for Jordan Grace. I even like the call for Charlotte, too. I think that's a good call.
I do want to see Charlotte versus Jordan Grace.
I want to see that, too. I will go with, for the women, someone who's the NXT Women's Champion, the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez. I think she comes out there, wins the Women's Royal Rumble, and basically we have this whole build-up. What's she going to do? Like maybe she comes out on NXT and says, as still the NXT Women's Champion, and says, you know what? My plan is I could choose my own challenger for WrestleMania since I'm the NXT Women's Champion. I could go and challenge for either. At that point, I would assume Rhea Ripley probably has won the Women's World Title, or maybe we have a Tiffany Stratton cash-in. I would assume by that point.
Yeah, they're building up for that.
Yeah,
sooner than later.
So for my men.
So I like your idea. If I can, I'm sorry. I want to just say I like if Charlotte were to win. I like Charlotte to challenge the then WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. I like that idea. That's appealing to me.
That is a good one.
Okay, yeah, your idea for the men's.
I don't think he's gonna win this, but I feel like he's gonna be in it to finally go to WWE. Wesley. He's not gonna win it, but I feel like
you want him to debut at the Royal. Okay, but again, we're in this production meeting. We're talking about who we want to win the Royal Rumble. I like your idea of having Wesley have his WWE main roster debut at the Royal Rumble. I like that idea. But yeah, I wanna come up with winners. I had John Cena. Who do you guys like for the men?
you go first.
CM Punk.
Oh my God, why do you say like that? You're such a nerd.
I think we could finally get the Punk Rollins for the title that they want, as long as Rollins is healthy. If not, you can have Punk versus Gunther for the title. Because I think Punk really missed out at this WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think Punk was going to win the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania in Philly.
Right. And I think it's time for him to get his flowers, as they say, at this WrestleMania.
Now, do you think if he wins the Royal Rumble, do you want him to face, you said Rollins or Gunther for the World Heavyweight title?
Yeah.
No chance of wanting him to face Cody for the WWE Championship? Or whoever?
No.
Okay.
No. I think, unfortunately, I think it will be Cody against a member of the Bloodline again at WrestleMania.
Whether it's The Rock, Solo, or Roman. Yeah.
They keep saying, Cody said, I'm done with them. He's going to be intertwined in this story now, too.
Yeah.
The fact that he's going to be a tag team partner of Roman, and then now this leads up to all that speculation of War Games.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 5-on-5,
yeah,
and Roman's team needs a fifth member, could very well be Cody.
I still like the idea of Sami Zayn, the honorary use, joining them.
Well, he would be fourth.
Yeah.
Maybe Kevin Owens. Nikki, go away.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, although I'd rather Cody defend the WWE Championship at Survivor Series.
Me too.
Especially since you're not having him defend it at Bad Blood. And, WWE doesn't seem to like to put on main roster premium live events in December now. So that means we'd probably be going from Survivor Series. Like, we would basically go from September until January with no WWE Championship matches. Like, I mean, so what's the difference between what Cody's doing and what Roman did?
Well, he's going to defend it at Crown Jewel.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I hope he defends it at Survivor Series.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, unless they haven't defended on SmackDown, which I guess they could.
They could. I mean, they did it this week.
Yeah.
And then, December and January, we're not going to have a premium live event right now.
No, because the first one's not scheduled till February 1st.
Right.
Which I haven't, again, like, it's not like WWE releases their stuff. They certainly don't tell us what they're planning on doing.
No.
Like, they could easily just be like, hey, so WWE presents Starrcade, which I've been clamoring for. Anybody who's ever listened to this show knows I've been clamoring for a WWE Starrcade premium live event.
For a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, basically since this show started. Might have been the first idea I ever presented to you on air was WWE Starrcade.
Might have been. I wasn't here back then.
For the men's Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
I have no idea who it could be. I tried thinking, and then at one point I thought Will Ospreay, but then I was like, no.
Well, he doesn't work there, so.
That can't happen.
What did you think?
Now,
Wow.
so again, I'm asking for a pitch. So, Sean, who would you like to see win the Royal Rumble? I know you said you don't know who is, but who would you, again, we're in a theoretical production meeting. We are getting to decide who deserves to win this Royal Rumble.
I will think.
No such thing as a bad idea. Except for maybe dead air, but
What?
Could it be L.A. Knight? Yeah.
No.
I think John Cena deserves it, but I don't think he's going to win.
Well, again, we're not predicting, we're deciding in our fictitious world here.
I don't think he's even going to be in it.
But do you want him in it?
I mean, I guess it would be okay. I would like to see this guy win the Royal Rumble, but I don't think he is. And his
Well,
name's
this isn't
Randy
predictions. This
Orton.
is us just saying what we would do in these.
Randy Orton. Okay,
Randy Orton. Okay.
that works.
I like that idea. I could be sold on a Randy Orton, 3rd-time Royal Rumble winner.
It
He'd
would
be
be
the
good.
only one, wouldn't he?
Second,
Okay, Hulk Hogan won 3, right?
Austin.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I knew that.
Right, yeah, Austin is the only.
Austin's the only 3-time Rumble winner. Yeah,
Three-time
because
winner.
Hogan won back-to-back, but not 3. Yeah,
Right.
How many did John Cena win? One?
he's won 2.
2.
The one
Yeah.
final to
Um,
Batista.
Wait, did he win 2?
Who? Cena?
Yeah.
08 and 13.
Right. Okay. That's 08 was the one I was forgetting. Okay. 08 and 12. Yeah.
And 12, yeah. 12 or 13.
Which one?
Or 13. 13.
13.
Yeah, because Sheamus won 12. Yeah.
Who's won the most?
Rumble's Stone Cold.
How many?
3.
I mean, Randy would be then the second 3-time Royal Rumble winner. But
Right.
man, he's had some distance in between his Rumble wins.
Yeah, he usually does.
What?
Yeah, 9 was it 9, 17, and then this one 25.
Right.
He would have won it. Yeah.
Like, you know who I like? I wish they would do more with?
Who's that?
The Miz.
The Miz. Well, I think The Miz has had a long run, and
I think The Miz has had a very underrated run.
he,
That's what I just said to him.
right, yeah, he's been very underrated. 2-time Grand Slam winner. He's
The only 2 times he's won the WWE Championship, he won on Money in the Bank cash-ins.
right,
Like, tell him that's what I said. I feel like he needs more playtime.
right. Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
he
Miz
can hear
does-
you. You're kind of a loud person, so.
Shut up.
so.
Yes, I do agree with you. The Miz deserves his flowers, quite frankly. Like,
Quite
the
frankly,
man-
yes.
For real.
the man has done a tremendous amount, and he's done it with the rest of the locker room laughing in his face.
Right. And he's done well for so many years.
Yeah.
And
He's consistent, I feel like.
right. And him and his work with R-Truth
Mm-hmm.
this past year has been comedy gold. It gave everyone that feel-good moment at WrestleMania Saturday.
Yeah,
When they won the Raw Tag Team Championships. Just a great tag team.
Wait, like, why did everybody laugh at his face?
Because they thought he was just the reality show boy.
yeah. They just thought he just wanted to get famous. When he said all along he loved the product, he loved the company, he wanted to be a WWE superstar, he wanted to be a pro wrestler, because he didn't go out and bust his ass in the bingo halls and the armories like the Bryan Danielsons of the world.
Right.
So, all due respect to all of those guys. Anybody who's ever worked in this line of work, God bless you, because when you're doing it at the lower levels, like, you're definitely doing it because you love the business.
Exactly.
You're not doing it for the money, man. Like,
Right.
You're driving 6 hours to make $50, and
You're
then
doing
getting in
it
your car driving 6 hours home.
Exactly.
And you and I talked to some of those people who still do that now.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys at
Some guys
AXW.
at XW, they're fighting to make it.
Right.
And, like, I hope that we see a lot of those guys at the higher levels. Like,
Some of them are really good.
like what's his name? Quay. I like him a lot. He's a good-
Mac Way.
Matt
Yes.
Quay, yeah.
Yeah,
Who's the
Mac.
guy that goes, "Oh!"
GSK.
Yeah.
Or
I like-
GSK.
You know who I think could be, and I know I've said this before, I think he could be that fantastic, annoying heel, Leo Sparrow. He's a wonderful babyface in AXW. He does great work. I think his old persona, he could easily turn that into a smug heel persona.
Yeah, he definitely could.
And I
Sean-
just think it would be freaking gold.
It would be. There's a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
talent there.
The Rent-A-Cops there. We saw the last time I was there. Those guys were fantastic.
Security Inc. Yeah,
Yeah.
you haven't been there for
No,
quite
I've missed a couple shows. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like security a lot.
yeah. No, we they had a show Saturday again. Very good show. It was the storytelling just builds up and builds
Yeah.
up. The Security Inc. and the Golden Era feud is building up.
But those are my boys. I love the Golden Era.
Tommy Vex won the Heritage Championship.
Nice.
He defeated Leo Sparrow for the title.
I know, but don't show me.
Let's see
I'll
here.
be surprised.
O'Shea defeated, I think it was Jordan Miles. He was wrestling.
Okay.
Another great match.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's the champ now?
O'Shea.
Yeah. Yeah,
O'Shea's
that's
the champ. Yeah, he's still the
I
champ.
really like him a lot. He's the nicest guy too. I mean, when he's not playing his persona.
Yes, when he's turned up that heel character, he's one of the best.
He's fantastic.
I was set up next to him a couple shows ago, and kids were asking him for his autograph. So he signed their shirt. I hate this kid. That's
That's awesome.
O'Shea, the champion.
That is awesome.
That is
Oh my god, I love it.
that is how he signed their shirt.
It's so great.
His heel work is phenomenal. He
It's
is,
so great.
and now he's calling out online. He wants to have better competition for the AXW championship.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for him.
So he made a list and called out a bunch of names. Hopefully, one of those names sees it and responds.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So,
Yeah, I would be. See, this is what I wanted to see out of him the entire time. The sky's the limit for him.
one probably the best independent wrestling match I've seen all year
Mhm.
happened not this Saturday,
Okay.
but last September
Okay.
when Casey Navarro wrestled Shawn Legacy. Tony Deppen couldn't make it for Legacy Deppen 2.
Mm-hmm.
They had to rearrange the card because Alpha Anawai just passed and Lance Anawai couldn't make it
Sure.
because his grandfather literally passed away the day before. So they rearranged matches. They took Casey out of the 4-way, put Leo in, and then they had Legacy against Casey Navarro and blew the roof off of the place.
Oh, that's awesome.
One of the best matches. And that was a long weekend of wrestling because it was,
Mhm.
I forget what else. It was Smackdown there was a lot going on that weekend in September. So
Is that the weekend of what was there was a TNA event on that Friday.
yes.
Was it Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander in the Iron Man match, I think.
Yeah. Victory Road, I think.
Yeah, Victory Road, that's it. Yeah.
Right. Because Nick Nemeth just beat Moose.
Right. Well, that was Victory Road. Or was that Turning Point?
Turning
It
Point.
was just past Friday, yeah.
Right. I think Turning Point was this past Friday.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Yeah, because I think it was Victory Road might have been the one in September.
Mm-hmm.
The Iron Man match, which was phenomenal. Yes. Yeah, it was Victory Road. We had AXW and New Japan had a big show. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wrestled out by the end of that weekend.
Those are the best weekends, though.
Yes. Yes.
So
Wait, no,
the next
August.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because September is last weekend.
Right. Yes.
So I guess the next AXW event will be in October.
Correct. The Nightmare on Grove Street on October 12th. So,
Okay, good.
yes.
It will not be the night of my Halloween party.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. They're having a chair match that night.
Oh,
So, where the guys hit each other with chairs. So,
nice.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to watching that. Yeah.
now I guess we should talk about our
Mike, can I share
predictions.
a match with you?
Yeah, I guess we should talk about that.
No, you don't want to have a chair match with me.
Yes, I do.
That would not be good. That would end up in like domestic court, and it would not be good.
It
We
wouldn't
do
end
not-
well for you, Mike.
No,
Why?
What do you say?
it would not end well for me.
Why?
If we did a chair match, your daddy hit me with the chair.
Right. It would not be very
What
polite.
about you?
It would not be good. All right. So where did we leave off?
Well, what was our last event that we did? Was it Bash in Berlin?
Was it Bash in Berlin and No Mercy?
Yeah, and we also did Victory Road, or whatever the one in the one with the Iron Man match in it. Which I know I got the Iron Man match wrong, but
Right. That was Emergent. Victory Road was
Yeah.
it just happened. It was
okay,
bad.
yeah, it was Emergence. Yeah,
So I think did we review all of those?
I don't think so.
Because that goes back to late August. Okay. So we'll go
Well, I
through.
think maybe we did review that because I know we have one show so far in September.
Right. I thought, okay, so we did up till No Mercy.
Yeah.
Okay. So going into No Mercy, going out of No Mercy, I had 190 points. You had 175, and Sean had 149.
Mm-hmm.
All out
Good job, babe.
with the Monsters card and pre-show and all of that. Sean closed out with 14 points that night, having 163 points. I got 15 points, giving me 205,
Good job, babe.
and you scored 18 points with 193.
All right, so I'm closing the gap.
Closing the gap. So, and then we missed Victory Road. So,
Yeah.
So I guess the next show we'll predict is Bad Blood.
Yeah, but one more episode, right? So let's see, the 26th will be next week. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we'll get one more episode in.
Yeah.
All right. And then
I guess two more. If we do both shows. Yeah, two more.
yeah. Because I'm just trying to think Bad Blood would be next.
Yeah.
Bad Blood, then Wrestle Dream
Right.
would be the next. Let me just
Now
see.
my question to you is, are you planning to try and get Wrestle Dream? I know you said you were cutting the cord.
Your daddy keeps saying bad blood. Is that right?
AXW happens to be that night.
Oh, so then we're not getting Wrestle. Yeah, because I'd rather go to AXW.
Right. Yeah, they are the 12th, and Wrestle Dream is the 12th. And honestly,
I'm more excited about AXW. Like just card for card. Like you forget going to the shows. Like I'm more excited just to see what AXW is going to present.
right. To me, after this all out of hearing about the debauchery of it and Did they go too far?
If they got to ask, then yes, they went too far.
That's what some people are saying. But then again, did the Attitude Era go too far?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, we've said it, both of us. If I had kids, I wouldn't let my kids watch Attitude Era Wrestling.
right.
And you wouldn't, like, I don't think you would want your kids to watch Attitude Era Wrestling.
Yeah, it's like they're going. They want to be an alternative, but how far is too far with the plastic bag? And then
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. Because you don't need kids imitating that.
right, the fact you stuck a plastic bag over someone's head, you don't need that. But the thing that really got me was I have yet to see the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they have Adam Page pull out Swerve's grill and stick a needle in his mouth? You don't need to do that with the day and the year we're in and what's going on with different things.
Sure.
And then he knocks him out with an unprotected chair shot to the head. How many chair shots did we completely forget about the Chris Benoit fiasco?
To me, yeah, the AEW has completely blown past. Like, it's like they want to revert back to pre-2007 WWE.
Right.
Look, I'm not even clicking.
Like, that
Are
was
Are
it
they
was ridiculous.
worried
Yeah.
about CTE in their performers?
I mean, Bryan Danielson is a walking advertisement for it. But
Right. And why are they going to step back and say maybe we shouldn't do so many unprotected shots?
yeah, look, when you have guys like when Mick Foley, talks about what he went through to try and entertain the fans and to make a name for himself as a wrestler, and when he has to sit there and ask himself legitimately, was it worth it?
Right.
Like some of these guys, like AXW wouldn't do that. AEW, they can just recommend, hey, we want you to do this. It should be up to the talent. If the talent says, dude, I ain't taking that chair shot, screw you, like that should be it. Like that should be in the discussion.
Right. No, to me, it's amazing when you actually sit and watch what should be their B show
Mm-hmm.
in Ring of Honor and Collision.
Mm-hmm.
I think it outshines Dynamite Collision. When you sit
Ring of Honor has been low-key the best show on AEW television.
Right. And then to me, it seems like they're doing, and even Collision seems to be a better show than Dynamite half the time anymore.
You know what? Collision seems more wrestling based.
Right.
Dynamite seems more over the top storyline based.
It does.
And I'll always prefer a good wrestling match to like some of these wild stories they want to tell. Like again, give me a good, well thought out story.
Right.
Like I actually thought there was some intrigue in what they were doing with Hangman and Swerve.
Right. And then I think they just went too far where
Like I thought Hangman burning down Swerve's house. I thought that was a pretty cool touch.
Right.
He burned down his house.
Like
his childhood house.
His childhood house that he had bought. And as soon as they showed that whole bit about him buying his childhood house, I was like, well, something's getting I thought either torn down or set on fire.
And it was set on fire.
Yep.
But then I think with those two, they want over the top violence. Where I've said it after the match happened, the Deonna Purrazzo Thunder Rosa feud with that bull rope match, that was the perfect way to end the feud.
Yes.
It was the perfect amount of violence to cap off the feud and
Yes.
for both talent to go on to new feuds and storylines. If they did that, but again, you got two very talented, underrated performers. I think in Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa, they don't get enough credit. They don't get enough time at the talent at the title.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
And look at the magic they pulled off in that feud.
Yeah.
If they just had more of that.
Deonna Purrazzo, if her last name was Fleer, she would be a 16-time women's world champion.
Yes.
I mean, Deonna Purrazzo is like, I saw her coming 5 years ago, and I said, that woman has got it. Like, whatever you want to call it, the charisma, the attitude, the championship pedigree, that girl has got it.
Yeah.
Like, she should be at the forefront. Like, I like Mariah May. I think she's fantastic. Deonna Purrazzo should be, I think, in Mariah May's spot.
Yeah. And that's the thing where WWE dropped the ball with her in NXT. She went to TNA.
And I mean, she went to TNA and became a star.
And became one of their biggest stars. Goes to AEW and she's just kind of floundering in that mid card.
Yeah, I mean, TNA did the best job with Deonna Purrazzo. That her feud with Jordynne Grace, to me, is the greatest knockouts feud in the history of the company. Maybe even greater than Gail Kim and Awesome Kong.
Maybe.
Which, in my mind, up until now, up until the Jordynne Grace, Deonna Purrazzo feud, was maybe the greatest feud in women's wrestling, period. I don't care about Trish Stratus and Lita. Give me Gail Kim and Awesome Kong over those two.
Right.
And I think Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace topped that.
I think so, too.
So, I want to close out by I guess we could do a real quick like, where is there a wrestler right now that you think is like on an independent scene that you think this person, when you see them, you just think they belong in WWE?
No, independence. So AEW doesn't.
So AEW doesn't count. Yeah, it's not. So TNA, I'll allow a TNA product mainly because that's the one I want to talk about. But no, not Josh Alexander. The other one I talk about all the time,
Joe Hendry.
Oh no.
Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry. I do love Joe Hendry a lot. The guy I just every time I watch him, I think every match that I've seen him in 2024, after the match, I've said to myself, Jesus, I think I want to nominate that for match of the year. Speedball Mike Bailey.
Right.
That guy is just, every match he's in is the best match of the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, she's biting that fly. She's gonna fly, so
You know what? I will think here. We're including TNA in the independent.
Sure.
Well, let's see here.
Ask him.
You know,
And I want to go with someone who hasn't been on WWE programming.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? WWE is the land of heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say O'Shea Edwards.
I do love me some O'Shea Edwards.
I will
But she's
say
a
he
beast.
deserves to be on one of the big promotions.
You and I, he was the first wrestler we sponsored as part of our the
Yes.
TLC podcast.
Yes.
And I said it that night when we saw him wrestle, for me for the very first time. I don't know if that was your first time seeing him wrestle, but I said it right away. I said that dude is a star.
Yeah.
Like the AXW needs to build the whole company around him.
Yeah. I think they do.
And I think they are. And I think they realize they have a star in their midst, and they need to keep him for as long as they can.
That they do.
I think that's a great note for us to go out on tonight.
I think so. And the kids are about ready to go to bed.
As am I.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, share, comment, blindly follow everything the internet says. That is always good advice.
That is.
Everybody, have a great night and happy wrestling.